right, let's begin making this keychain. So before we get our protective gear on, the gloves and stuff, let's do the tape. Yes. So I want to cut my tape to put my heart on. I'm going to cut it like so. And then, oh, I just put my finger in the middle. You kind of don't want to get your fingerprints on the tape. So I'm going to do like this. And then I'm going to place the heart down. And the reason I folded it up is because I need a place to hold it. I'm going to want to hold it to do things. And if I put it on the tape, it's going to stick to me. And if there's liquid in it, if there's the resin liquid in it, it's going to all just kind of come out. So we make sure that we have a little place to put our finger. And now I'm going to run my finger along around the heart because I want to make sure that it's fairly secure to the tape. If it's not, then the resin will seep underneath and come out, and that's not good. And it's liquid, so it wants to come out, right? So you gotta make sure that it's really secure. I like to double check and really make sure, probably overly make sure. Now I gotta put my protective gear on. It's so important because this stuff is chemicals. It's gonna hurt, you know, it could hurt your lungs, your skin, and so put your mask on. We have a safety video, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out. I am using foil. I'm gonna do foil for this. I like mixing up the different colors of metal, right? Like gold and silver. Some people like to keep their gold separate from their silver and all that, but I like to mix it up, and that's what I'm gonna do. If you want to do a similar one I am doing, but you don't want to mix up your silver, that's fine, just do the gold. But I'm gonna do both right now. So I'm going to grab out my gold, and I want to break it apart a little bit. I can break it apart when I mix it up with the resin, but I really want to break it apart now. And it wants to come out. As you can see, it gets all over. It wants to come out, and that's fine. It's not a big deal if it does. So we're just going to try to break it up. I don't want the bigger chunks. I kind of want smaller chunks, but sometimes you just don't get the choice. And so I'm just kind of breaking it up to make it easier when I stir. When you stir it, it's going to break it up as well. And I want a good amount. I want it to be kind of floating. It just depends on the look you want. I don't want to add too much. That's a lot. And they give you with this kit a lot of foil, which is great. You don't, depending on what you're doing, you don't need too much foil, especially with UV resin, because it's always really small. And I didn't get to break it up as much as I want. I will when I stir it together. This Now I want to add the silver. So I'm going to add my silver. I'm going to break it up. It's easier to do this when you don't have the resin out, so kind of do it beforehand. I just think when you add two different of the metal colors together, it kind of just makes it pop. It brings this kind of beauty to it. I just really like it, and so I want to do it. I want to add a little bit, maybe not a lot, but just a little bit to kind of just give it a different flavor. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to put these back on, the lids back on. One. Now I'm going to put my resin in here. I'm going to put my resin like so. And now, before I put it in, I am going to mix it up. I'm going to try to break it up. And being in the resin, it does break up a lot easier. It's just nice to kind of get it started. So I'm going to mix it up. It kind of wants to clump too, and that's another reason I try to break it up before I put it in the resin. And this is a lot more foil than I think I want. Oh, do you see that? I had breath. There it goes. So I'm gonna add a bit more resin to this. Like so. I'm gonna add more resin. And now I am going to pour in starting at the middle. Okay, that's a lot. You don't need a lot. And so now I'm going to take it to the edges. Isn't this fun? Oh my goodness, I'm very happy with this. This is a lot of fun. So I'm taking it to the edges. I kind of want a little, I don't know. And so, trying to get my bubbles out, and by wanting to get bubbles out, right, I want to get my bubbles out because bubbles are just the worst when it comes to resin. I'm gonna take a little bit of fire, trying not to burn my foil, but just making sure that I got the bubbles out. And now I'm gonna hit it with the light, the UV light. Oh, this is so cute. I'm really excited about this piece. So I'm gonna do 60 to 90 seconds. This thing does not time its own. Some lights turn off automatically at 60 seconds. This one does not, so you're gonna have to time it. And then we will go to the next step. Okay, now, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. I am so excited about this keychain. I'm going to flip it over on the back and do the light again because it's going to be sticky if you don't. You need to, at one point, whether you do it right now or you do it when you're all done at the front, you're going to need to hit it with the light on the back because the UV light does not penetrate all the way through. And so you're going to need to flip it over and do another 60 to 90 seconds. All right, so we finished our 60-90 second on the back side. Now let's flip it over, except it's sticking to my paper. Let's flip it over, and we're gonna do one more layer of resin. We didn't wanna fill it, right? We don't wanna fill it all the way on our first layer, but we do want to now finish it off, and it's just a nice finish. And I'm gonna put it a lot in the middle, right? And then we can scoot it to the outside. You want to make sure that every edge has resin on it. If it doesn't, put some more on, and don't overfill it so it spills over, but don't leave too little where it can't get every edge and be full looking, because if it doesn't get all the way to the edge, when you dry it, you can see it and it's not as pretty of a finish. And so I want to make sure that my resin gets the full edge and that there's enough resin, and there is. I'm really excited. I might put just a tad bit more resin. You can overfill it, which you don't want to, but I'm gonna just do just a little bit more. Have you ever seen those videos where it's like they fill the cup all the way full to the top of water and they're trying to do drip, like they're just trying to put a drip in, and whoever does the drip that overflows the cup loses? Yeah, it's kind of like that with resin. It's like you want to fill it really full to have kind of like a dome shape, but you don't want to overfill it where it drips over because you lose then. Okay, I am going to put my light on for another 90-60 seconds, and then we'll make it into a keychain. Okay, oh, I am so happy with this product. I'm so happy how it turned out. It's hot, so just be careful. You can let it cool down, but we're gonna take it, actually I'm gonna take my little finger gloves off. I'm gonna take my little finger gloves off, and I'm going to take it off the tape, pull it off the tape. You could put another layer of resin if you wanted. You absolutely may. Like that is totally acceptable. A lot of people do it. If it's sticky from the tape, you can like either rub it off, right? Because sometimes it'll rub off. And sometimes you'll need to use rubbing alcohol to rub it. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Now we're gonna make it into a keychain. And there's these links, and the links, they have a slit on them. So you can either pull it back and hook it on and then put it back together, or use the jump ring that the kit supplies. And I'm gonna use a jump ring. You usually do 2 tools to, usually do 2 pliers to do this in the jewelry world, but we only have 1 when it comes to the kit. And so I'm just, with my finger, I pushed it towards me, and with my pliers, I pushed it away from me, and the jump ring needs to be touching face to face. There can't be a gap or your keychain will fall apart. And so there you have a gorgeous, oh my gosh, I love this keychain.